Hey, good morning, everyone. I wanted to send out a quick piece of content about Broncos quarterback Bo Nix and his injuries. How could someone fracture their ankle and then walk off the field or even play a play or two during the game with a fractured leg? First, let me start with this. Ankle injury or ankle fracture is very generic. There are multiple bones in the ankle, and it doesn't appear that it's come out yet exactly which bone Bo Nix fractured, but I'm going to give you some insight into that. The lower leg anatomy is pretty simple. The tibia and the fibula come down, and they form supports on each side of what we generically call the ankle. That's the bumps you feel alongside your leg. You can feel one on the middle part or the medial aspect. You can feel one on the lateral aspect. And there's actually one on the posterior aspect back towards the heel. Now here's a critical part. The tibia is the bigger bone in the lower leg. That's the shin bone. It bears about 85% of all of our body's weight going down into the leg. So most fractures that involve the malleoli that's part of the tibia are very painful, difficult to walk on, certainly to run on, and most definitely to jump on. The fibula, which is the smaller bone in the lower leg, it forms the lateral bump, the outside bump on our ankle. That malleoli, that's part of the fibula, only supports about 5 to 10% of the body's weight. Bo Nix ran a couple plays, he got back up, he didn't even look injured. Most likely, if we had to guess, or if I were a betting man, Bo Nix has fractured something associated with his fibula, that outer malleoli and that bone that only carries about 10% of his body's weight. And that leads me to what they do. As you know, he's going in for surgery. Most of the fixes for any of the malleoli fractures are plates with screws. So they put a metal plate over the fracture site and screw it there and allow it to heal up. The nice thing about those surgeries is they're relatively simple, they're fast, and the recovery time often has you bearing weight almost immediately. So I anticipate with Bo Nix that this surgery is going to take 30 minutes at the most, and in 4 to 6 weeks, you can expect almost a complete healing. So the great news is here, we're going to get back Bo Nix. This should not affect his future or his next year. I think he's going to do excellent. So there's my take on the Broncos' Bo Nix's injury. Here's what you're likely to learn in the days to come. And again, thankfully, this is something that Bo will be back in full force from. Go Broncos!